Mark Consuelos is the Ken to Kelly Ripa's Barbie, and he wants to prove that he's okay with her flirting with other celebrities, according to one expert. Mark Consuelos, according to the expert, felt threatened by his wife's mock sexual approach to a notable guest on Live with Kelly and Mark, so he replicated her come-ons to indicate they weren't a big issue. Kelly and Mark visited backstage before their daytime TV show premiered on July 18. They spoke with ABC World News Tonight's David Muir in the studio hallway. The high-profile TV host was scheduled to discuss his Greek trip with the couple on set. Kelly seems pleased to be standing in front of Muir in the Instagram video clip. As Kelly and the journalist chatted, they used plenty of hand gestures toward each other before Mark joined in. Fans were quick to comment online. One wrote, "Is that what rich people do? Pet each other?" Another said, "Creepy. The whole thing was weird." In an exclusive interview, body language expert Judy James told the U.S. Sun, Kelly pawed at David's chest, which is a display of almost sexual pawing. She kept her right hand there as she spoke, which presented Mark with an aspirational alpha male dilemma. Mark's strategy was to avoid confrontation, conflict, or acquiescence. He chose to imitate his wife's pawing. Mark pawed at David's bicep to show everyone that he was completely fine with Kelly's pawing. He probably didn't want to look like the jealous partner or lose face, so if he does it, it negates Kelly flirting. Unfortunately, by the end of the meet and greet, Mark appeared to be the sidekick Ken to his wife's Barbie. Kelly and Mark formally cemented their professional partnership on the hit ABC daytime show in April. After the launch of the new live hosting setup, the pair wowed with their on-screen chemistry and PDAS. During one of the first episodes, Mark and Kelly got frisky in a yoga session in which she straddled her husband's back. 3 months later, our expert noted, the couple turned their attention to David, who was once dubbed the Brad Pitt of news anchors. Kelly and Mark's body pawing was an unusual ritual outside the animal kingdom. James said, "For animals, it would either be part of a stroking, calming ritual, or a mock sexual approach. It can occur when an animal might feel threatened and would stroke or pat as an act of submission and ingratiation. It could also be a mock sexual ritual aimed at putting the more powerful animal off the attack. This would be by diverting their thoughts to sex instead." This all might imply that Kelly and Mark felt in awe of this multiple award-winning news anchor. David Muir is also an alpha male. Kelly's arrival ritual during the backstage clip would tie in with the idea of being in awe of David. But, James added, her submission-fueled entrance is overkill. Mark led her to the door of David's room with one hand as she self-diminished nervously, and did a baby wave. This was a childlike hand clenching and waves that is the body language equivalent of waving a white flag on the end of a stick. Kelly began working at Live in 2001. And Mark officially joined in April. David has been with ABC News since 2003 and has previously co-hosted Live with Kelly. In fact, the mother of 3 once gushed to her former co-host Ryan Seacrest over the prominent TV anchor. She once told Ryan Seacrest, "I remember when I first saw David Muir file a report for World News Tonight. I had no idea who he was. I quickly hacked into the ABC News system email, which you're not permitted to use for anything other than news, and wrote, 'Dude, you looked fantastic tonight.'" Our expert noted how Mark's efforts to bat off any competition fell flat. Hilariously, after arriving as macho protector to Kelly, Mark then gets relegated status-wise, James added. He was almost comprehensively ignored during the greeting ritual. Kelly holds David's shoulders to instigate a kiss on both cheeks. The mock flattery starts as she gives glances of approval, telling him, "You look rich." His gesture of rubbing his nose 4 times while talking to Kelly is an entire chapter of complex signaling. David finishes by bending his knees and rubbing his hands together in an impatient excitement for their interview. Mark resorts to mirroring as he copies that gesture, yelling hard-hitting questions, like a man about to go into battle. After all of the complicated status fighting, Mark ended on a note of mimed aggression.